editing process completely.
The most important qualities that I was looking for was a publisher who was honest and upfront, no hidden costs or fees, and owning the rights to my own work.
Christian Faith Publishing will publish, market, and sell your books in all major bookstores, online booksellers, as well as specialty Christian bookstores. Call for your free author submission kit.
800-978-4812. 800-978-4812. 800-978-4812. That's 800-978-4812.
Here's important new information from the Diabetes Solution Center for you, a family member, or a loved one suffering with diabetes. If you have lost your provider, or if you need a provider for diabetic supplies, you may qualify to receive your diabetic testing supplies now with little or no out-of-pocket cost, regardless of your age. All you need is Medicare or private insurance to be potentially eligible. Call the Diabetes Solution Center right now for details. Just takes a couple of minutes. Our friendly, knowledgeable agents will give you free, no-obligation information, handle all the insurance paperwork, and make sure your supplies are delivered directly to your door for free.
Call U.S. Medical Supply 24 hours a day. 800-597-9323. 800-597-9323. 800-597-9323. Call right now. 800-597-9323.
Let's be honest. Wheelchairs are heavy, bulky, and ugly. If you carry a wheelchair in your car to take care of a loved one, you know how hard it is getting that clunky, old-style wheelchair in and out of your car. Introducing the Feather Chair Wheelchair. At 13 pounds, it's the world's lightest wheelchair. It folds in seconds and fits neatly in your trunk, backseat, or closet, so you can take it everywhere. And it's only available right here. Order yours today and get a free wheelchair case, a $50 value, yours free. The Feather Chair. The world's lightest wheelchair is just $4.99 with easy payments as low as $16 a month. Sorry, no Medicare or insurance accepted. So call right now to order yours.
800-823-5826. 800-823-5826. 800-823-5826. That's 800-823-5826.
If you are trying to quit drinking or doing too many drugs, listen to me. You don't know me and we'll never meet. I had a problem like you once. I drank and used to party a little too much till it got out of control and almost ruined my life. I realized I needed help to fix my problem before it totally destroyed me. If you've tried to fix your drinking and drug problem and you know you can't do it alone, you need to call the National Treatment Advisors. They'll immerse you into a 30-day program to replace your old habits with new habits and totally change your life. And if you have PPO private health insurance, the entire program may be covered. Fix your problem right now before it gets any worse. Get clean. Call now and learn more. 877-247-1581. 877-247-1581. 877-247-1581.
You're listening to Joco Community Radio.
Good morning, everybody. All the Jobfather Nation. Good morning. Hey, Jim Williams. So, guys, I want to tell you guys a little bit about our radio station before we get started. NTX Radio is a podcast collective. You guys remember Joco Community Radio? Well, we're a whole lot more. It was Johnson County is what that Joco stood for. Now we're Johnson County, Tarrant County, Dallas. We're all over the place. So I just wanted to introduce you guys and let you guys know, as Dana usually does, she'll probably be with us shortly, what NTX Radio is. Now, we always start off, guys, with a word of prayer. So if you guys would bow with me real quick, we will get that done. Father, we're all here looking for a job. We need good information to figure out how we're going to do that. And we appreciate the people like Jackie and Shweta that come join us today. so that we can make that possible. We like to share good information for job seekers to hear, and that's what our intention is. And we thank you for giving us the opportunity. We want to thank you for Mackenzie helping us behind the scenes today. We want to help you. We want to help you. We want to thank you, Father, for Tiffany. And we thank you in Jesus' name for all of these things that you've given us. Amen. All right. All right.
Amen.
So, there's Dana. There's Dana right there. Man, I feel naked without Dana.
Hi, everybody. Oh, hey, listen, my Jobfather family, I am so honored. Beautiful prayer, Foster. Thank y'all. As you know, this radio show is so... Yeah, you do. This radio show is so dear to my heart, and I always prioritize it. And this is normal human time, but I had a little bit of a fire I had to put out at work, and I kept trying to get off the call.
That happens, yeah.
And I'm sure we all know professionally how that can be. But Foster, I definitely need to hear the dad joke. And then I'm excited. This show today, y'all, Foster sent out a great email. We have the most amazing guests. It is going to be a great show today.
We absolutely will. Guys, we're going to be talking about the ATS. You guys requested that we talk more about the applicant tracking systems, why they are, and
love it.
You know, why we shouldn't feel as though they're a hindrance to us and all that sort of thing. Sweta has been on the show before. You guys know Sweta. And
hi, everyone.
Hi, so good to have you back.
Sweta knows a whole lot more about ATS than I do. So Sweta and Jackie both know. Good morning, Sweta and Jackie. And guys, Jackie is going to double with us. She's going to be our job seeker for today. But keep in mind, Sweta's in job search as well. We're going to focus on Jackie, but Sweta as well. So let me tell you guys a lame dad joke. I guess that's the next thing in order here, I guess, isn't it, Dana?
Oh,
can
yeah.
you hear me?
Woohoo!
No, you got me.
Oh, yeah. Can you hear me?
I
hear you loud and clear. Okay.
Oh, let's see who we got. Jim Williams is with us. Rex is with us. Oh, my goodness. We're going on and on. You know, Jim, I'm going to need you to score my dad joke this morning. Give me a 1 to 10, if you will. So, all right, here we go. Dana, you ready? When I get bored,
ready.
have you ever stayed at Best Western Motels?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
When I get bored, I call Best Western Motels. When they pick up and say Best Western, I'll say High Noon with Gary Cooper.
Oh my gosh.
And
well,
then
first of all, most people aren't going to know that movie.
I know. You know, that's the truth, isn't it? A lot of our listeners hopefully will remember Gary Cooper. Oh my God.
I need to go watch that movie. I have not seen it, but I'm all about like the classics. You know what I mean?
Jim Williams gave me a drum roll over there. See?
He was like, da-da-da, I love it. Well, we have got to, and I don't know if you had a chance, and I apologize, team. I'm usually try to log on anywhere between 30 and 45 minutes early, but we want to thank Mez too, because she is the backbone, and we're so blessed to have her. She and Tiffany, just really help keep us structured, aligned, and growing. And by the way, Foster,
tell me something.
We are hiring, just FYI. I want to say this.
Here we go. Yeah.
So our revenue cycle management team is growing. As a company, we acquire oral surgery practices and then take over full operational capabilities to help them be successful. And that includes recruitment, HR, accounting, finance, everything you can think of to make a practice run well. And so that being said, we are growing our RCM team because we have been acquiring more practices. We're so excited. And we are anticipating some really good things. So what that means is our RCM, our revenue cycle management, they are focused on both the healthcare and the payer side of billing and making sure that on both sides of the table, the organization is able to process claims acquire the revenue owed, also make sure the patients are, getting their part too, and that we're working as a partner with everybody. And this is a great team, great leadership. So if you have revenue cycle management experience, which that's in the healthcare space, and you have a great background with healthcare billing, healthcare accounts receivable, healthcare insurance verifications. There's so many different parts to the whole extent of the healthcare billing cycle. Reach out to me. We're growing. We're excited. There's a lot of opportunity. And I'm personally working on a manager of payer contracting for Beacon Oral Specialist here in our Dallas office. Okay. All our billers most of our billers are here in the Dallas office. And so it is typically in office Monday through Friday. After 90 days, if things are going well, there's opportunity to work from home 1 day a week. I would love to speak to you. If you have experience as a leader of some sort on the healthcare insurance side, negotiating our contracts with the health insurance companies, going in and making sure that we're getting the highest amount of reimbursement for all the procedures that our surgeons do. And that reimbursement comes from the health insurance companies. So it's a wonderful opportunity, competitive pay, full-time. Please let me know. It's Dana.Gingerich. Oh, no, it's actually, I'm going to put in the chat. It's Gingerich at beaconoralspecialist.com. But we have a great team, a wonderful collaborative environment. Honestly, it's a beautiful office. It's centrally located. We're right here, right in the 635-75 intersection, kind of Coit and 635. So depending on,
I didn't even know that myself.
Yeah. And people drive from all over the Metroplex, and there's so many different highways and back roads they can take. We're very centrally located, which helps us, our recruitment tremendously. So I'm going to put my Beacon email address in the chat. But if you have any healthcare revenue cycle management experience, AKA healthcare focused billing, especially working with the healthcare insurance companies, let me know, because we have a couple jobs right now, an insurance AR specialist and a manager of payer contracting. But I was just talking right fresh out of the block, we're probably going to need to add on additional roles because we're growing. So yeah, keep that in mind. Okay.
Yeah, you guys are growing.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, Dana. Thanks for that. And we are going to, so guys, Jackie and Shweta and I, and God, probably 50, close to 60 other people on Wednesday, we had our HR, our special interest group for HR. And it was on Zoom, of course. Every first and third Wednesdays we meet. And guys, we had a real good conversation about ATS system. And I want to tell you guys, we definitely need to have ATS, applicant tracking systems, be able to keep up with everything that we're doing. Because, when we were before the technology, we always, as companies, got in trouble behind, what'd you do with this person? Did this person interview? Did you, and trying to keep up all of that stuff on paper. We've been in applicant tracking system so long, I can't hardly think about doing it on by paper now. But guys, HR departments and companies are monitored by the government. So we have to come up with a lot of things, a lot of answers for a lot of things, and we're able to keep up with it. And we spend millions with an M, guys. We spend millions on applicant tracking systems, and it is definitely needed that we keep up with everything that we're doing with those applicant tracking systems. And Shweta, what would you say are the top ATS systems that we're dealing with today? What are we seeing because when we go in and we apply, guys, we're going into an applicant tracking system.
Yeah. Thank you for having me here. Really appreciate it to be back again. And we're talking about ATS, one of my favorite topics. I work with so many candidates every day, and they have so many questions on ATS. So it's always great to be back and answering these questions. So there are around 10-15 ATS systems. The bigger organizations use Workday, Avature, Greenhouse, iSIMS, some of them.
Yeah.
Which you have heard a lot, UKG. So these are the bigger one, and then you have smaller ones like Liver and Ashby, and which are more used for mid-sized and smaller organizations. But what is ATS? So ATS is actually a filing system. So if I apply 1015, somebody applies at 1020, my resume will be up than the person who applied at 2020. So, it is a filing system. So as soon as people apply, it just collects resumes on the job application. Now, there are most of these ATS system right now has, AI tools sitting on these. And what they do is they rate as per the job description, which are a perfect match and not perfect match people. So, if I have 100, 200 applications per job, they will tell me, okay, there's 10 are the top 10 people whom I will be talking to. Now,
Shweta, real quick, this is so exciting. Okay, you are bridging a very important topic. I'm going to let you finish, but just to make sure, what is the did you name an exact applicant tracking system that does that? Or because some do, some don't. I want to know which ones you know of, because we're evaluating that.
Yeah, so most of the systems have that capability right now. So all the systems,
all the newer ones,
every system from Workday, every system has that capability. Some companies turn it on, some doesn't, depending on their compliance.
Okay, got it.
But most of the organizations you will see, because right now in the last 1 year, every job posted has around 500 to 1,000 applications. So it is difficult for anybody in recruiting who's managing 30 to 40 requirements to look at everybody's resume. It is humanly impossible. So you have these things which really help. So, when people come and say that, AI rejected my resume, and I'm like, no, there is no way that AI rejected your resume. It's a human, but maybe you were not there in those. First of all, you applied very late and you were not there in those top, your keyword match was not there on the top. So the way I coach people is that you always ensure that you have all the keywords possible on your resume, and go with that. I think that also, right now I'm seeing, because their application numbers have gone so high. I always tell people that, the way a corporate looks at resumes, they prefer internals first, then the referrals, and then everybody else. So if, of course, you're not an internal, you're applying as an external, but if it's always good to have somebody refer you, because rather than just going in a blank hole and you never know what's going to happen the other side. And there can be n number of reasons why your resume was not shortlisted. Maybe they had somebody already selected before. There can be somebody already they've been talking to, they opened a job for them. There can be n number of reasons why you were not selected, but it is not just saying no to you without looking at you. That I can say for sure. Looking at, I think 15, 20 ATS systems myself, and very, very, I'm technically strong. I know how they're based and how they're built, so I can, of course, help you and tell you that it cannot do that much.
I love it. Shweta, you speak truth. I love it. I cannot thank you enough for coming on the show and sharing that they're not being rejected by a machine. The machine only helps the recruiter go through. And let me put a little insight for people behind this. So for those that aren't in the recruiting industry, we are tasked as talent acquisition or recruiters to go through not only resumes that are applying, but people that we're seeing in the market, a lot of times using LinkedIn. So we're waiting for applicants and we're also sourcing. We don't just wait. Okay.
Yeah.
And for those applicants that come in, sometimes we have a lot of applicants, depending on the role.
Oh man, yeah.
And as a recruiter, we might have anywhere from 15 to, I've had recruiters tell me that they've had over 50 jobs at any given time.
Yeah.
So when you, like Shweta said, apply to a job, let's say there's 50 other people. Say you have 50 recs, 50 resumes times 50 recs just in 1 week. There's not enough hours in the day to look at every resume.
Nearly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. So we have these amazing tools that help us look at the resume or then go in and say, okay, based on the resume, which how many shows have we had saying, make sure your resume reflects the job you're applying to ethically and honestly. And Shweta said it again, key skills are listed in there. When you apply, how well does your resume fit the job? And then it ranks them. And then that allows us as recruiters to not waste an hour going through 50 resumes at minimum, maybe 2 hours. It allows us to say, look, here are the top 10. I'm going to start with these 10 and go through them and set up calls. And then I'm going to disposition anybody that scored low because more than likely they probably applied because they're interested but don't have the right skill sets. And that's the reality. You've got to match the job description. That's why Shweta said, please update your resume, make sure your skill sets are in there. But the human is the one that dispositions. We just have to use AI. Doesn't do the work of managing the rec. All AI does is give us data insights to do more effectively in a less period of time. So there we go. I just wanted to share that because Shweta, the way you presented that was perfect. I really appreciate that. You really gave a clear insight as to some of the tools we use applicant tracking systems for. And the reason I interrupted you earlier is because we've gotten to a point where we're growing at Beacon Oral Specialists, and we are constantly evaluating the tools we're using. We use a platform called Paycor, which is it's a good tool, but it's a very basic tool. So we are looking at adding on platforms that can do just what Shweta said to help us use our time better. Anyway, Shweta, back to you. Just really excited about what you had to say.
No, so I was just talking about, how ATS works, and I'll be more than happy to answer if people have questions around it. You can use ChatGPT. So while you're applying, put the job description in, put your resume in, ask ChatGPT to tell you what keywords can you put in and ensure that you cover all the keywords. That's important.
Guys, remember that we use, now I'm going to go a little bit even deeper than what Dana was saying. When we query our ATS system to find you guys, it will give us what we query, but then we have to determine whether you have the context on your resume, because a lot of times you might have the keyword and that keyword might relate to a software or a methodology, but somebody has to look and make sure that you're using that keyword in the context in which we want to hire it. Because Dana and I and Jackie's been there before as well, but we build our reputation with our leadership teams and all that. We get scored all the time, kind of like I do with my lame dad jokes. But if we're not sending the hiring managers what they are looking for, guess who's going to get dinged for that?
Ooh, and it's real. It's real.
It is.
Just today, I had to have a conversation with one of my team members.
Oh my goodness, somebody's on the highway.
I'm not. I'm here in my house. Wrigley's helping in the background.
Hey, Wrigley.
And so is my little girl, Charlie. But you're right, Foster. And I was just having this conversation with one of my team members today. It's important that you understand the role you're recruiting for, because if we don't send the right kind of profiles, our ability to do our job is questioned. And so
it is.
For all recruiters, time to fill, cost of hire and the source of hire is very, very important. And they are some of the things they're evaluated on. So, they have to move quick for sure. That's a very important part. And, normally for each and every role, we look at 5-3-2. So there will be 5 to 6 people getting interviewed, 3 of them going to the panel round and 1 getting hired. So that's a major, yardstick, how aligned, the best aligned people only are chosen to be interviewed.
That's right.
And guys, one major thing that I do is talk to you guys about jobs that you have applied for, because we want to connect you to the recruiter or someone inside the company that can help you. And when I share you guys' resumes with these people that I already have a relationship with, there's that word, Dana.
Boom.
Relationship. There it is. So when I do that, y'all know what the first question is that they ask me?
What?
Are they in the system? So if Jackie is in the system, and I'm telling everybody Jackie's the best thing since sliced bread with mustard, then they want to know, can I go to the ATS system, find Jackie, and move her around? That's how we keep up with it. Have I submitted her to the hiring manager? Has the hiring manager interviewed her? What were some of the hiring managers' ideas about the interview? How did the interview go? How, what did they think? All of this stuff is in the applicant tracking systems, guys. And last week, Dana told you guys, make sure don't spray and pray. And it's good that your resume is in the system, guys. But if I'm looking for something specific, if you have not tailored that resume to show me that experience that I'm looking for, then it's not going to happen. I'm not going to pull you up. So I'm not a proponent of that. Everybody's saying, oh, get your resume everywhere. No.
It's not the most strategic way. It is not using your time wisely. Mm-hmm. And I've even in a professional sense, when we are recruiters, we have to use our time wisely. Okay, I have to fill this position within so many days.
Yep.
I also have to find quality candidates. How do you use your time wisely to do that? Well, you're first of all not going to waste time on resumes or call resumes that aren't a fit. And this is why spraying and printing doesn't work. I don't have the time to see how great you are as a person just because you're interested in the job if you truly aren't qualified. And if there's a career field you want to get into, get the qualifications. Do what you need to do to get qualified, to get your foot in the door. But I love, another thing with ATSs that I love to discuss is keep in mind recruiting people and talent acquisition, just like any job, we're evaluated as professionals, which means we have time frames and metrics and things we have to achieve in order to make sure that we're thoroughly finding good talent within a specified period of time consistently. That weeds out the good recruiters from not great recruiters and helps our talent acquisition team to succeed and do what it needs to do for the organization. And our ATSs track everything. So it's really important because we need to know who all applied, how quickly we're getting to these resumes, how quickly we're filling the job, how quickly from the time someone applies to the time they accept the offer, what does that look like? And we have to evaluate that because that gives us a lot of data insight into each industry we recruit in. So the applicant tracking system not only organizes our applications under jobs, we also, from a compliance standpoint, can only keep applications on file for so long. So we need something to manage that for us because we don't have time to go in there and say, okay, how long has this one been on file? And do the paper stuff. We don't have the time for that. So ATSs also help us do that. So I want to assure y'all they're not the enemy, but you got to know how to work with them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. One thing, which I, being a talent leader for years, people reach out to you on LinkedIn, your email, they just send you saying that I'm interested in your company, I would love to apply. Without looking at a job, without looking at the job requisition number, they will just reach out to talent acquisition and just say that I'm interested in your company, I want to work. Now, I am leading a team, we are hiring for 1,000 people. I cannot look at every job requisition for you. You have to do that job yourself. You have to find a job and you have to apply and then tell me, okay, this is a job requisition number, I've applied, and can you help me? And then I can always pick my recruiter and say, okay, this is a job, can you look at this application? That's easier than just going in and putting anybody on LinkedIn. And I've seen a lot of hiring managers also getting that request saying that I need to work for your organization. How can I do that? Now
Yeah.
they won't have answers to that.
No.
You have to do that groundwork. Go to their website and find the jobs, apply to them. If it's a fit, if it's not a fit, you can always there is a way they can send you, email you jobs when there is a perfect fit for you.
Yeah.
So start doing that and tell exactly, so build those relationships, but send them an email or a reach out once you have applied, once you know which is the job requisition number. That makes everybody's life easier.
Love it, Shweta.
We'll see you guys. We'll be right back with Jackie Littlewood. Not Bigwood, but Littlewood.
Faster! Oh, my shoot.
Attention all business owners and creative minds. Do you need a unique and personalized touch for your products? Look no further than Romika Laser Engraving and Custom Designs. I'm Ron Phillips, co-owner of Romika Designs. We offer custom laser engraving services for a variety of products, including promotional items and corporate or personal gifts. With state-of-the-art equipment and a team of skilled designers, we can engrave intricate designs on virtually any material. Whether it's a special message, a company logo, or a custom design,
I did.
Romika Laser
I
Engraving
always
will
do.
help you
I don't know
make
why
your
y'all,
mark.
because I
And
have
the best
on
part,
a button
our
on
prices
my
are affordable
except
and our
where I
turnaround time is
click
quick.
mute.
I couldn't be happier with the work Romika Laser Engraving did for me. The engraving on my product was precise and exactly what I wanted.
So don't wait any longer to add a personal touch to your products. Call Romika Laser Engraving and Custom Designs today at 817-400-4040 or visit our website at romikadesigns.com. We look forward to helping you make your mark.
Hey travelers, do you want to save money on your next flight? Then pick up the phone and call. That's right, call, because the best prices are not online. They're with SmartFares. See, SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at ridiculously low prices. Our prices are too low to publish online. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip or treat yourself to dinner or shopping. So stop searching all of those travel sites to find the lowest price on your next flight. Let one of our SmartFares expert travel agents find ridiculously low prices for you. Call SmartFares today and get the best price on your next flight. Guaranteed. Also, save up to 50% off business and first class tickets.
855-325-1820. 855-325-1820. That's 855-325-1820.
Joco Community Radio. Listen live at tunein.com.
Welcome back, Jobfather Nation. We are excited to have you with the Jobfather Unhinged and Live. We are proud to be a part of Joco Community Radio, and you can listen to us on a number of platforms. Alexa, Apple Radio, and you can log on to YouTube. There are so many different places that you can listen to Jobfather, whether it's live or listen to the program after it's been played. Every week we bring phenomenal and valuable guests on the show, and we share tips and treasures around different topics and best practices to help the job seeker and job search community. We also get some entertainment from Foster and some dad jokes along the way, which is well worth your time. If you do have a margarita in hand, no, I'm kidding, Foster. And we honestly, we are very proud to be part of Joco Community Radio. It is a opportunity Foster spoke about earlier with Tiffany Hurd, where we've been able to join in with larger networks across North Texas, which means that we're able to help people and be heard. And we're helping to amplify the voices of North Texas. So we're very excited about that. I know we did our prayer, Foster, amazing prayer, the first half. And we've got a phenomenal guest of the second half, Shweta. We want to continue to hear from you throughout the show, so continue to jump in. But as you know, the first half of our show, we really wanted to collaborate around applicant tracking systems, dispel some of the myths, and take away some of the fears. And I will let you know, one of the biggest, before we jump into Foster throwing down a dad joke and introducing our guest to the second half, I do want to say one more thing, that ATSs are not scary monsters. Basically, they are come a long way. So they really aren't messing up resumes anymore. Just make sure before you upload a resume to a applicant tracking system, you've saved a PDF version of it, because that sort of locks everything in. Okay. And it gives you the highest probability of the resume going through smoothly without any issues. And keep in mind, I haven't in a long time worked with an applicant tracking system that's messed up resumes, but I can always tell if it's a system-driven issue. And people do give candidates the benefit of the doubt. The key thing is you've got to have a good resume put together, and you have to make sure that you are somewhat of a fit. If you're not at least 60% or more of a fit to the role you're applying to, it might not be the best role for you to apply to, or there's going to be a low probability of a response depending on the industry and the role. So that being said, Foster, what is our dad joke of the second half?
Okay, I appreciate that. And I want to tell you guys something, and I don't want to take too much of Jackie's time, but when we buy a product when it first comes out, guys, and you buy that same product 3 years from the initial time that you bought that product, all these things have been added. It improves over time, like a car. We don't buy the same car. We buy a car and then we find out that we got more amenities and stuff that we can buy next time. Guys, the same thing has been going on with applicant tracking systems. I think that Shweta will agree with me, because when they first came out, there were a number of different things that we had, and companies like to see different things that they can do, and they add and they buy. Some applicant tracking systems are scalable. If you need some additional type of functionality out of the thing, you can order it from the company and you can get it. So guys, we are years into applicant tracking systems. And so they're getting really, really good these days. Another thing I want to tell you guys to do, a long time ago, there was a lot of people saying, oh, I need to get these keywords and put them in white font in my resume. And then when a recruiter goes to do the query, I will be the one to pop up because I got all the keywords in my little white font. You know what? These applicant tracking systems now will identify that white font and they'll throw you out the whole system. So guys, don't try to trick the ATS. This is somebody's agreeing with me there.
My thought, and it really comes down to fundamental, if you have those skills and they're pertinent to the position you're applying to, they should be reflected in your resume.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. And
absolutely.
So I went in last night and I was like, I love my job at Beacon, but I don't think I really have it reflected as well as I could. And keep in mind that, employees and leaders throughout my current organization that haven't had a chance to meet me might go look at me on LinkedIn. And I want to make sure that before they even speak with me, because some leaders do, they might be like, well, who's this Dana that's going to be taking over our recruiting? I want to show that I have that experience. I always like my LinkedIn to look good. And you should always manage it well. It is your online show off, okay, for your professional work. So keep it good. And so, I make sure that the correct keywords are in there, that those things are cleaned up. I haven't done the right thing in a long time.
Into your time.
Yeah. No, thank you, Foster. That's all I have to say, but I'm really excited.
Yeah, guys, let me tell you something real quick. Let me tell you a dad joke. I'm going to try to make you laugh. I saw Todd Haney's with us. Todd, you're going to have to score me on the second half here. Okay. So I saw a sign on the taxidermy shop, and it said, we really know our stuff. Okay, Todd, I know you know what a taxidermy is.
Well, sir, we really know our stuff. That actually, honestly, that would be a genius slogan for I would, if I owned a taxidermy business, I would 100% put that as my slogan.
Yeah. And okay, guys, once again, there's Jackie Littlewood, and I want you guys to go check her out. She is a global HR specialist, guys. She's got a lot of experience in a lot of different arenas. I like Jackie says she's a strategic people partner. That word partner is a key word in that, guys. And when you get to meet Jackie and you see her personality, you'll understand why that is. So, Jackie, let's talk about you a little bit. I'd rather talk with you than behind your back talking about it.
Sounds great. Well, I'll go ahead and just introduce myself real quick. Can everyone hear me okay?
Got you just fine.
Yeah. Okay, great. I'm using different headset than I usually use. But yes, I'm an HR leader with more than 15 years experience. I like to say I've seen and done it all, but in HR and probably most careers, when you say you've seen it all, something new comes along. But I have done all aspects of HR. I actually started way back in the day my career in payroll and HRIS, and that was more of an accounting function. And then through an acquisition, had the opportunity to move to HR, went back to school and officially became HR. And I've done all of the different roles, and most recently global roles within the UK, supporting EMEA regions all over the world. So it's been really exciting.
Hey, Jackie, what is HRIS? I know what it is, but I'm just asking you guys because a lot of people that listen to it probably don't know.
What are these terms? It's the HR information systems. So I've done a lot with working with them, managing them, putting new rules in, implementing new ones. Essentially, your ATS systems kind of go into that as well.
There you go. I was going to bring that
up.
I've
done some rollouts with SAP for that. I feel like we could do a whole other show on ATS from the applicant standpoint, because we just got a lot of information. Yeah. Like as a recruiter, I've done it, but now I'm doing it as an applicant. But also, things have changed a lot in the US, and I was gone for almost 5 years, and it's a very different process in the UK.
Oh yeah, where were you? Let's talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, so I just moved back from the UK. I'm originally from the US, born and raised in Utah. And then I was in the UK, London area for almost 5 years, and have just recently relocated with my family to the Raleigh, North Carolina area. So here I am back in the US, job seeking, but excited to bring all of the things that I've learned from working internationally back into merging my US experience as well.
Yeah, you didn't pick up a heavy accent while you were over there.
No, I wouldn't have guessed, honestly.
Not at all.
I don't have an accent, but there are words that I'm needing to remind myself that it's a yard, not a garden, a trash, not a bin. A lot of
were you in England?
Yeah.
Where were you?
Near London. We were outside of London. It was like a 20-minute train ride to London, but didn't live in London.
Hey, Jackie, I have a question, and I didn't ask you the other day. I know there's differences in the HR function here and in the UK. Is there any one thing that really pops in your mind that you could bring up a difference in the way that they see things as according to the way we see things here?
Yeah, I mean, all of the companies that I worked with either had US locations or a big impact and influence from the US. The Reckitt is where I had a lot of my experience from, and their headquarters were in the UK. So I found the US seemed to be more aligned with the UK practices, policies, procedures, where other companies, and it's no right or wrong, but I worked for McCormick, they have their headquarters in the US, so there was a more US heavy influence that we were picking up in the UK and trying to merge those within the EMEA region.
Interesting. Oh,
so I did really see a big difference there based on where the headquarters are at, but everywhere, everyone wants to collaborate, they want to be consistent. You just have different things that you spend more time on. In the UK, it's heavy focused on employee rights and doing things specific ways, but also there's a little bit more gray area, where in the US I feel it's a little bit more stringent. But neither is wrong or right. And I think when you have these global companies, you learn to merge them so that you're in compliance with all aspects and treating all employees fairly. I will say, now that I'm back in the US, the biggest difference I'm finding is the process for applying for roles and finding your applicants. And it ties into exactly what we were just saying with the ATS systems. I think my personal opinion is that people utilizing AI is much heavier in the US than it is, at least with people I've
heard
with
that,
the UK and EMEA regions. So I don't think you wouldn't get 1,000 applicants for a role. You might get 100, but you weren't getting as many applicants for the roles. And so in the US, I think we have a lot of people utilizing these services and these EI or AI, platforms, which is great, but it also is making so that people can apply for a lot more roles. So it's just a little bit more complicated. But I've taken it as a great challenge. I look at it as, recruiters are using it almost like Google. This is how you're finding what you're looking for. So we need to make sure what we're putting into there is pulling out. I know Dana mentioned something about people applying who don't have the skill set. I think also what happens is they do have the skill set, they just don't highlight it appropriately on their resume, and it never gets in front of a person to see that. So that's a big difference here, is making sure that you highlight that so that it does get to a person, because so many people are applying for roles.
We have so much interest, especially on the company side, in how they're going to utilize, and the excitement about how they want to develop and bring in people that know how to get them in the AI platforms. That's companies. That's where we're starting to make some mistakes now. It's a tool. I went to an executive networker, and it had all CEOs and COOs and C spot run and C dick jump. And so there was a big conversation about it, and I stopped everybody when they asked me, and I had 30 people looking at me going, Foster, what do you think? You're out there. What do you think about AI? I said, I love AI, but, and then they started looking at each other. I asked them a question. Is AI a person or is it a tool? And we all know the answer to that. So it's a matter of how you use a tool, guys. The internet is a wonderful thing. Look at all the applications and things that we have that are run across the internet. But there's some people that are using it for negative things out there. There are hackers. There are all sorts of people that are sneaking in and getting information they're not supposed to get. And then you got that daggum big old huge pornography and all of that kind of stuff. So it's a matter of how you use that tool, guys. And AI is going to be the same. So it's my job to mention that before we get into 5 years from now, how companies are going to be utilizing AI. Let's take time and take a look at what we're doing. Okay, I'm going to shut up about that.
Yeah, one thing, I have to share here, when we were talking about resumes. So the way I look at resumes, and I teach the people I work with, is take a piece of paper, take an Excel sheet, whatever you're comfortable in, write the name of the organization from what year to what year, or what month to what month, whatever you worked there, what were you doing, and what was the impact. So, for everything you did, there is an impact. So the way you're going to structure your resume is around the impact. So
that's good.
I did this.
Good point. I like that.
I did this, and this is the result. I did this. This is the result. And that really, tells a story about, what you did, what you can accomplish, and that always works. I think that's the way, I'll teach people. Of course, put the keywords, because that's important for the top 10%, but always ensure that you have that story, the impact of each and every role on your resume. There was one more thing, but I forgot about it.
Jackie, I'm going to ask you a question. I'm stealing one of Dana's questions. Dana always asks, do you have an industry that you prefer? Maybe you've had more experience in that particular industry, because we know how companies, when they look at your LinkedIn profile, and guys, this is Jacky is how she spells her name. I think I put IE on one of the meeting notes. I apologize for that. But
no, it's okay. My dad has spelled my name on my birth certificate, and I always tease him that he sounded it out and spelled it wrong, but he claims it was intentional.
Y'all go and check out Jacky. Littlewood. I know you. Come on, you Americans, y'all can handle Littlewood, can't you? I don't have to spell that out.
Spelled exactly like it sounds.
And go check her out. She has been a extreme business partner. I like the functionality of an HR business partner, because they get involved in a lot of things and making sure that things are getting done. And management, that means that you guys are going to be dealing with an HR business partner as well. And they're going to be in your face, making sure you're getting your stuff done too. So Jacky, what is it that you like about, do you have a specific industry or anything like that? Getting back to the question before I got all caught up.
I don't have necessarily a specific industry that I'm saying I must stick within this industry. I've spent a lot of my time in fast-moving consumer goods businesses, within specifically healthcare and supplements is the factory that I worked at, is what they did. But then once I moved to the corporate office, it was more of the health, hygiene, home platform of the whole company. So I saw a lot more of that. And then I've been in the food and flavor industry, but I'm not so set on a specific industry. What I really want to do is I love doing strategic work. I love being a strategic partner, love transformation projects, learning and development, coaching, all of those. And I think, honestly, I can utilize a lot of my skill set across any industry. It would be fun to go somewhere that maybe taps into some of the knowledge I already have, but that I can learn something new, maybe pharmaceutical. I know that's really big where I'm at. Pharmaceutical and tech is really big in the Raleigh area. So I'm happy to do that. I think I'm excited to hopefully work with a company that has a global mindset or is already globally established. Because even going back to the question on what is the biggest differences, I'm rethinking my answer and realizing, like even mentioning employee relations, sometimes there isn't exact set roles. It's a little different and you take a case by case scenario, but that's because like EMEA, you've got tiny regions speaking different languages with different cultures and so you have to be more bespoke in your approach. And I think, in the US, we need to do that based by state, but I would love to still utilize some of that flux and global mindset with, not just sticking within specific parameters and doing things the way that they've always been done. But yeah, long story not short, I'm not really set on a specific industry, but am really excited to just get back in and make a difference. My brain is craving being a strategic partner. It's craving project work. I have a 4-year-old son and a family relocation internationally. It's been a big move. It's been really fun, but I am ready to dive in and utilize some of my intellect a lot more than I have been the last few months.
Understood.
We have some big old companies. Well, of course, everywhere has big old companies, but we really got them here in Dallas-Fort Worth. And a lot of those companies, guys, have facilities in the UK, have a focus on what's going on in the UK. And I'm glad that we brought that out about Jacky's experience, because she was in the UK. She didn't just go visit for 2 weeks, guys. She was over there for 5 years. So some of those companies, you guys might want to reach out to Jacky and talk to her, because sometimes you guys have a big presence in the UK.
Yeah, I think one thing that I found out is I had a coworker who always said, you don't know what you don't know. And I found out when I was in the UK, I was often explaining, here's why it's so different for you, or here's why it's frustrating, because in the US, it's so different. It was really beneficial to be able to know the employment law on both sides. And I think I'll be able to add that same value over here, but flip it on its head.
Absolutely. I like the global aspect. I have that global tag on me as well. I don't think I'm as global as Jackie is, but you get exposed to a lot of different things as you work for. I work for monstrosity companies, IBMs and Citigroups and all of these kind of people that I work for. And it's a different environment. So you have to be ready for that. And that is a value that Jackie brings, is that global, especially that UK focus. We have a lot of companies in the United States that are focused over in the UK. They have facilities in the UK. So I love to see that. Hey, Jackie, I never asked you, do you have a GPHR?
I have my SPHR.
Okay.
Well, okay. I got my SPHR. I didn't do real well on keeping up all of my credentials while I was out of the country. And so I do need to test it again, but I did take it and pass it right before we moved. So
wow.
Previously
we have a
had
number
my
of people.
SPHR.
We have a number of people in our HR community that are GPHR. Let me tell you what I'm talking about, because I'm throwing out those acronyms.
GPHR is so hard to get.
Oh, you might as well be a doctor.
Very few people have it.
It's global professional human resources, guys. Global. That G is the important part there. And honestly, I think you could probably go to med school and be a doctor if you pass that GPHR.
I was just about to say challenge accepted, but maybe I'll dive in and do a little research on it before I accept that challenge.
Because you've got real life experience, and that would help quite a bit with that. And I see that, and every once in a blue moon, you will see a job posting that requires a GPHR certification. Now, when that happens, I'm going to send that directly to you, Jackie. Even though you don't have one, you got the real-time experience. But I just wanted you guys to know we've got a big HR community, especially that listen to the show because of me and Dana, I guess. And and that GPHR is Global Professional and Human Resources. SPHR is Senior Professional in Human Resources. And then we got a PHR that Foster's got, is a Professional in Human Resources. See, I'm professional. At least I've got the qualification. I don't act professional, but I got the qualification.
You have the qualifications. You could if you had to.
I could act that way if you guys just absolutely make me. So, Jackie, you are in North Carolina. Wait a minute. Tell me exactly where in North Carolina. You're outside of Cary, aren't you?
Yeah, Cary's only about a 30-minute drive for me. So I'm located in a tiny little town outside of Raleigh. For some reason, I moved to these big places and then live on the outskirts, even though I always tell my husband, I just don't want to live on the outskirts. But it's nice. You get a lot more property, you get a lot more home. And it's 20 minutes to Raleigh, 30 minutes to Cary. There's a lot in. Oh yeah,
you can get to the Q Shack out there if you, in record time.
yeah. I'm really enjoying it. We've just been here for 6 months now.
So, that's right.
Yeah. I anticipated landing a lot quicker, but it took 4 months for our shipment of goods to arrive from the UK to here. It's been a slow-moving process. But I've landed, and I am fully ready to hit the ground running. My son starts daycare September 2nd, so.
Oh, you guys are acting like Americans again, huh, now?
I've been acting like American the whole time.
Whole time. You carry that American flag with you. There you go.
Yeah.
So, Jackie, there is a restaurant called the Q Shack. Now, you may have already been there, but it is awesome. And you can Google it up. There's probably a Q Shack only about 15, 20 minutes from you anyway. My goddaughter, when she was doing one of her she was doing her residency. She was in Durham. So that Raleigh-Durham area, and that's where we went to the Q Shack. And there was another place I can't think of, but Gerard Roble, you'll be happy that I brought up a barbecue place that is not here in Texas. So, so I want you guys to go to Jackie with a Y, Jackie Littlewood, check out her LinkedIn profile, guys. I want you companies, especially the ones that I invited to listen to this show today, I want you guys to give her a call. If you have anything close to something that you could talk to her about, you know, Lord knows what it is. You might have, you guys might have a need for somebody out of the UK. So, okay, Jackie, I've used up all your time. That's coming.
Thank you all. This has been very nice.
Thanks, Sweat Tub.
Thanks, everybody.
See y'all next Friday.
Have a great weekend.
Hopefully, I won't see y'all next Friday.